What's happening, DC fans? I am the Owl, and the Superman news just keeps on coming. So, a lot more Superman set photos have been released over the past week or so. So I want to put in my 2 cents on these photos because they have been stirring a lot of debate and controversy lately. So I know I'm a little bit late talking about some of these. Just by a couple days, so it's not really a big deal. But yeah, I did want to put my thoughts out there and address some of the controversy that's been going on with this. Which I'm not surprised that there's controversy with this, but I didn't expect this much. But I'll talk briefly about some of the photos. The main stuff I want to talk about is the Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl set photos, but I'll briefly talk about the other stuff that's been released recently. So there was this photo released of Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. The first set photos of him. He has the bald head and stuff like that. Also, it looks like he has some scars on the back of his head, which looks to be some prosthetics. So not sure what the context of his scene's going to be. I guess he's going to be in the line of battle with whatever Superman or the other heroes are going to be dealing with, whatever. I did hear some people complaining about the battle scar prosthetics on the back of the head, and some people like, oh, didn't he shave his head? Why does it look like his bald head is fake? Whatever. It's like, well, you gotta have prosthetics of scars and wounds. Like, you don't actually want to like scar Nicholas Holt's head if he actually did shave his head, but I didn't think the prosthetics looked bad. I mean, it looked good enough. And once again, like, this is not the final product. There is no final product yet. So let's just wait and see how it looks in the film. Um what other photos have been released? There's been a couple of photos of Superman saving civilians. There was this one really cool shot of Superman saving this woman and a dog from this sign that broke off, whatever, and like this really cool pose of Superman lifting the debris and the capes flapping and stuff like that. Like, it looked like something out of a comic book panel. I really like that shot, and like the suit is just looking better and better to me. Like, with these other set photos that have been released, it does, like, the suit doesn't look as baggy as it did in the other photos. So it looks like they're actually fixing that issue in post, at least some of it. So that's good to see. Looks like Superman is interacting with some kids, which that's good to see, and looks like they're emphasizing more of the role model stuff and like the influence that Superman has on the people, with him being the Boy Scout and stuff like that. So it's good to see that, the beacon of hope. So it looks like this movie's going to put a big emphasis on that, so that's cool. There's a couple of set photos of, they just revealed that Christopher Reeve's son is going to be in this movie. He's going to play a news reporter, and that's actually how convenient, because his son's actually a news reporter in real life. So that's actually a nice nod to Christopher Reeve. So interested to see how his scene will go. What else was there? Oh, okay. So there was another photo that was released like a while ago. It was a Superman being handcuffed and being taken by this mysterious figure in this all-black uniform and mask and a giant U on his chest. A lot of people speculating that might be a Superman clone or Ultraman, Bizarro, whatever. But we'll see who this person actually is in the film. The engineer is there with them as well. Interested to see how she's going to do. And Rick Flag Sr. is in this film. So we're going to see him in the upcoming Creature Commandos show, but it's good to see, some world building and some crossovers here and there. So also interested to see how he's going to factor in this film. I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, that's very familiar with Man of Steel, because Henry Cavill was handcuffed and taken by the armed forces in that movie, so he's just copying Man of Steel." It's not. It's not a. First of all, you haven't even seen the context of the scene, so like, it's not a blatant ripoff. Like, Superman's been handcuffed before, so it's like in many other times before Man of Steel. So like, let's not come on, let's not pretend this is trying to copycat from, Man of Steel. Like, of course, it's clear that James Gunn is homaging different versions of Superman over the years, but he's not blatantly copying. Let's just wait and see what happens in the movie. There was actually legit like video footage of Mr. Terrific with dog treats and interacting with something that's not there. And I think James Gunn like kind of confirmed this like a long time ago that Crypto is going to be in this film. And I think, judging from this video we've seen of Mr. Terrific, I think that's pretty obvious that Crypto is going to be in this movie, which I'm very excited. I can't wait to see how James Gunn handles Crypto in this film. So yeah, there's some stuff with that. But the main thing I did want to talk about with the set photos is the first reveal of Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner and Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl. So this was probably causing the most controversy as of late, because a lot of people were not digging the uniforms of Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl. So from what we're seeing, it looks like Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, and Hawkgirl are going to be having matching uniforms, which, okay, that's interesting. So it's showing that they are definitely going to be an established team of some sort. Also, there was this guy in an all blue motion capture suit. So I'm assuming that might be Metamorpho. It could be something else, but Metamorpho is also going to be in this film. So I'm pretty much assuming that's supposed to be Metamorpho with the motion capture guy. But yeah, going back to the suits. I mean, they're fine. They're matching uniforms to Mr. Terrific, so as far as that goes, I think that's cool. And I like that even with them wearing matching uniforms, like they have their own individual colors with them. Like Hawkgirl has like this brown orange colors on her outfit, on her jacket and pants and stuff like that. So they had that stripe or whatever. So that's nice to see. As far as her helmet, it's really hard to get a good look because like all of her shots are like far away. But from what I see, like, yeah, that looks like Hawkgirl's helmet. It looks like it fits pretty okay. I would have to see a clearer look at her from a trailer or in the context of the movie. But if it fits anywhere near like the Hawkman helmet in Black Adam, I'm sure it'll be just fine. And then we see like some shots like of her flying. So I guess the wings are also going to be CGI, which I pretty much assumed that was going to be the case. Now getting to Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner. So James Gunn did confirm that he was going to rock the bowl cut that Guy Gardner has from the comics. I'm actually relieved that it is not the shaved sides bowl cut. That he actually does still have hair on the sides, but it's clear that he does have the bowl look on top of his head. So that's good. So I instantly look at him and it's like, yep, that is Guy Gardner. I think Nathan Fillion is going to rock this role. I think he's going to do absolutely great. And also he has a brighter shade of red for his hair than I thought it was going to be. Like that's a bright like ginger. It doesn't look bad, but it's just it just took me off guard. I thought it'd be a little bit of a darker shade of ginger, but either way, as far as his hair, I think that's spot on. That's Guy Gardner. Now getting to his actual uniform. So since he is a Green Lantern, of course, all of us were assuming that he was going to wear something similar to his comic stuff, and it's going to be a lot more green on there and stuff like that. But since he's wearing a matching uniform to his other teammates, so yeah, he has the leather jacket and the pants. I do like that there's still green. There's like green stripes going on his sleeve and on his pants, and the Green Lantern symbol is there, like on his shoulders, and he has a belt buckle with the Green Lantern logo on there. But yeah, the green is definitely not as apparent because it's mostly white. So yeah, a lot of people didn't like Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner's uniform. They were expecting something expecting them to have their own individual costumes, which definitely understandable. It was definitely surprising the first time I saw it, but I I think this is obviously a storytelling purpose. I don't think this is actually something that they're going. This is a costume that they're actually going to keep in the film. Because one thing I also noticed, and other channels have pointed this out as well. If you zoom in on Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, and Hawkgirl's torso, you can see on their chest that they have this matching symbol on here. And I do recognize that symbol. That looks a lot like the Lord Tech symbol. And for those of you who don't know what that is the company that Maxwell Lord owns. So yeah, James Gunn did cast his brother Sean Gunn as Maxwell Lord for the DCU. So it leads me to assume that Maxwell Lord will possibly make an appearance in this film, or at the very least, his presence will be felt. And it looks to me that Maxwell Lord is funding this four-person team, and hence why I think he's the one that's giving these guys matching uniforms. I don't know if Metamorpho is going to be wearing the same uniform or something similar to them, since he might be in the motion capture suit, as we saw from the set photos. But yeah, so I think that's what it is that Maxwell Lord gave him those uniforms. I don't think this is going to be the permanent costumes for Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl. Mr. Terrific, I think, will probably wear a similar thing for the rest of the franchise, because that is actually his costume, how it looks. But yeah, man, this is just more world building and storytelling, because like James Gunn said, storytelling is key. So there's obviously a purpose with this. I don't know why people instantly just got so upset and not looked at the finer details of that, actually putting some stuff together as far as that. But possibly these four could be known as the Terrifics in this movie. For those of you who don't know who the Terrifics are, there's this four-person team in the comics, which kind of resembles the Fantastic Four. I'm not gonna lie. So it's consists of Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, Plastic Man, and Phantom Girl. So it looks like James Gunn might be doing his version of the Terrifics in this movie. And I know some people were probably disappointed that Plastic Man and Phantom Girl is not part of the team. But I think James Gunn did that on purpose because he knew that Fantastic Four was going to be released not too long after this. So he didn't want to have a team that resembles the Fantastic Four too much. But you still have two of the original members on this team still. You still have Metamorpho and Mr. Terrific, but to switch things up, he decided to go with Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl. So that's completely fine. Or they may not be the Terrifics in this. They just might be just a made-up four-person team that Maxwell Lord put together. So either way, if they're called the Terrifics or not, I still think that's very interesting to see, and I'm wondering how they will be utilized in here. I'm thinking that Superman might have a little bit of an influence on this four-person team, because it looks like this team possibly could be doing stuff more by the book, or following Maxwell Lord's orders or whatever, and not having their own individual thoughts or how they go about fighting crime and stuff like that. And Superman has an influence to have them eventually break away from Maxwell Lord, and then we will eventually see Guy Gardner get his own costume and Hawkgirl get her own costume. So I'm guessing that might be the case of this film, which that'd be very interesting. Once again, seeing how Superman is an influence to the world. So if that's the case, I think I'm definitely will be on board for it. Also, since Maxwell Lord does seem to already have a presence in here, he might actually be part of putting together a possible Justice League International later down the line. I mean, I said the characters and world building are there, so if they did want to adventure having a possible Justice League International in the future, that they could plant seeds there as well. So, the possibilities are endless. I love seeing this world building and possible seeds for character development. I really like saying this. So I really don't think this is something that people should be really upset about. Once again, context is very important. Let's see how all this is, set up in the movie. And if it doesn't end up working, like I said, I will be the first to tell you. But like I said, I really don't think people should be getting upset over set photos without actually seeing how it looks in the final product, because this has happened so many times before where people get upset over set photos without understanding the context of those set photos and then actually seeing how it plays out in the film, then people end up enjoying it. So let's just try and keep that in mind. But those are my overall thoughts on the set photos, the other set photos that Superman has. Let me know what you guys think of. What did you guys think about Guy Gardner's costume? What did you guys think about Hawkgirl's costume? Do you like the matching uniforms thing? Do you think it will lead to something bigger in the story? Do you think we'll actually get a version of the Terrifics in here? How did you feel about the other set photos that have been released recently? Do you feel like they're showing too much? Or not? Is it getting you more excited to see Superman 25? Comment your thoughts down below and let me know.